Game from Pigman202 and Captain Telis. Durthu and a bunch of Deepwood Scouts versus Slaanesh with 2 of each cavalry. Well, not each, because they have Seekers and Heartseekers, but 2 Fiends, 2 Chaos Knights, 2 Hell Scourge, Hell Striders. So light cav, monsters cav, heavy cav, and then some Devoted Marauders mixed in with Chaos Warriors of Slaanesh, and of course Azazel up in the skies with Pavane and his Demon Blade. For the Wood Elves on the ground, we have War Dancers and Dryads mixed together, 4 Deepwood Scouts, Swift Shiver Shards, triple Wild Riders, one of which is the Wild Hunters of Kurnos, and we do have Durthu with Flock of Doom and Sword of Date. And away we go. Early shots out onto the Slaanesh forces. Deepwood Scouts shooting at pretty much anything they can get their little hands on. Any shots onto Azazel are much appreciated from those Deepwood Scouts. Magic arrows penetrating his demonic physical resistance. Now in this matchup, Slaanesh has always had an issue killing the tree-type lords. It's not really what they're best at. Their skirmish cav is pretty meh. They don't have great halberds. Good charge in from the Wild Riders, hitting the Devoted Marauders, but in comes the rear charge of Chaos Knights. Looks like Pigman's on top of it though, gonna run away. He'll be just fine. And a Pavane of Slaanesh rampage out to stop these Wild Riders from retreating, just as the Chaos Knights of Slaanesh with their lances charge in, doing insane damage on the charge to those very squishy Wild Riders. And that is a big loss there for the Wood Elves, plus their Deepwood Scouts are about to get run down by Fiends and Hell Scourges. And this feels like a disastrous start for the Wood Elves. But Azazel's already lost half his HP off screen. I wonder if the Deepwood Scouts got a good volley on him while I wasn't looking. And the Wild Hunters of Kurnos are massacring these Fiends. The Wild Hunters do magic damage. And Durthu, as long as he's nearby, none of the Slaanesh forces that would have magic damage get it anymore, so they have a harder time getting through these Wild Riders' physical resistance. Elsewhere, the Deepwood Scouts of Pigman actually pull through the front line, because that's where his War Dancers and Dryads are winning. Getting away from the back line, Durthu gets a big old hit onto Azazel, who needs to get out of here pronto as Durthu gets another shot onto him. He even chucks out a Flock of Doom on his way. The Fiends of Slaanesh actually managed to hold on. The Wild Hunters of Kurnos do end up the ones that are routing. There, the Fiends have died away as other Fiends dive into the front line. Catch the Deepwood Scouts, who are firing backwards into them. Surely a problem. The Fiends don't like those, high weapon strength, magic damage archers shooting at them, so they need to take them out quickly. In the distance, Wild Riders are rallying. See if Azazel wants to go deal with them. But it doesn't look like he wants to go alone at his low HP point. And Slaanesh having to fight on enemy infantry, not loving that, but they did rout the last of the healthy Deepwood Scouts. I think that accounts for all 4 of them. Because, that guy's almost dead, that guy's routing, and I don't see the other 2 at all. Cool. Durthu's just Flock of Dooming some Devoted Marauders. Bounce power is slightly Wood Elf favored. I would agree. I'd agree with slightly. We still have some Chaos Knights and stuff, but Chaos Knights aren't the best at really dealing with Durthu. As Wild Riders get narcissismed. No follow-up from Azazel, so it looks like it'll just be the Chaos Knights charging back, and Fiends are running over to help out Azazel, who is actually fighting War Dancers and taking a lot of damage for his efforts. Maybe a little overconfident there, especially as the Wild Hunters of Kurnos are charging in through the trees. And get onto the Fiends again. As we saw before, they do pretty well against Fiends, but this is great from Slaanesh. Nice job. Chaos Knights with Lances and Hell Scourge is going to charge in from behind, get rid of those guys, and keep the Fiends nice and safe. Azazel clinging to his health bar, barely. Hell Scourge is trying to get a good charge in on the War Dancers. The War Dancers are proving rather problematic, killing off a ton of Chaos Warriors and Devoted Marauders, so the cavalry will have to deal with them. As more and more Wood Elves in this weird treed area are getting pushed away, Azazel charges in. I wouldn't be surprised if he uses Demon Blade or something to get rid of the War Dancers. He doesn't even need to. His rear charge is plenty. Slaanesh is going to hunt down the Wood Elves that are outside of this weird Durthu blob. It's not even a blob, it's 1 unit of War Dancers and Durthu at this point. But anyway, they're going to pick off anything that's not next to Durthu, charge up as much army passive as possible, while also making sure that the Wood Elves can't rally. Out goes the Sword of Date Flock of Doom combo Durthu is known for. It does so much damage to units that get caught in it. And you see those Chaos Knights, Devoted Marauders, and Chaos Warriors suffering a lot of damage and will soon rout away from Durthu. Still have a half-health Fiend. Fiends, after all of their buffs, can certainly do a lot of damage to the big tree boy, even without their magic attacks, because he gets rid of those. Still, you know, good melee stats, armor piercing, high weapon strength, all that stuff. Some Wood Elves are being allowed to rally. We'll see if anything can be dedicated to chasing them off. I guess Slaanesh just thinks that they can catch him out at any time, so might as well cycle charge Durthu, and then they can bounce out and take care of these guys when they need to. And the Fiends are in. Something is being cast on Durthu. It is a Narcissism, silencing him so he can't use his Flock of Doom in this moment. Can't punish the Blob for a little bit. I suppose that's fine, as the Fiends get some damage out. And the Chaos Knights run down the Wraiths of the Frozen Heart. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Azazel is in, and that is risky. That is very, very risky. There comes the Flock of Doom, though. As soon as the silence wears off, good damage on the Fiends, the Chaos Warriors, and all the usual suspects. But Azazel, if he gets hit, like, once by Durthu, he might Demonic Instability Crumble. If he gets hit twice, he's definitely dead. Definitely dead. Wood Elves. Down to that Routing War Dancer and Durthu. That is all the models they have left. As Southern Chaos Waste always does this, it always lags because of that lava in the distance. It's not usually this bad in a replay, but it's pretty bad. Fiends of Slaanesh fighting Durthu still, trying to use that soporific musk to lower his stats a bit so they can get some better shots in. Another Flock of Doom out to punish everybody down. And Azazel taking some of the Flock of Doom. Durthu's down to about half HP. There's no healing for him in this build, of course. The Fiends are back in, taking a lot of damage. Azazel's also going to opt in. His Demon Blade is popped, but then he gets back up into the sky. Didn't actually complete the charge onto Durthu. Looks like he's really trying to get that rear charge in specifically, and there he lands in. He needs a hit onto Durthu. He does not get hit. He does immediately charge away. He didn't hit Durthu at all either, though. Otherwise, he would have gotten that Demon Blade debuff. So, a bit unfortunate for poor Azazel there that he missed his rear charge. Durthu just goes back to being surrounded, swinging at all those around him. You can really see Slaanesh struggling with this. Ooh, Pavane is nice. Because he's rampaging Durthu, so Durthu can't intentionally turn and hit him. It would be pure chance if he did. Durthu's turning, and he gets a big shot onto Azazel. Just as the Demonic Instability is starting to come in now. Nope, he manages to rally barely, but he might have to charge back in to keep that leadership nice and high, but I don't know if he can afford to. Balance of power is getting really low for Durthu, though. Durthu is taking insane amounts of damage from the Fiends and these Devoted Marauders and everything like that. Azazel's just hovering up in the sky. But there's a Lamentation of Despair. Hits Azazel in the sky, does 450 damage, and that'll finish him off. All of a sudden, the leadership of Slaanesh is gone. The Fiends might fade away. Durthu's leadership is holding for now. The Fiend's Demonic Instability takes them out, so no more Soporific Musk, no more Armor Piercing. But all of Slaanesh is ITP, Sweet Sorrow, trying to get these Chaos Knights back up to fresh vigor. And we have Hellstriders that were in the distance this whole time. Not that they could have done too much, but they are rallying to the cause now. Chaos Knights getting another refresh cycle charge in, but there is a big old Flock of Doom. Taking out the Voter Marauders, taking out the Chaos Knights. Durthu is still down in the balance of power, though I am getting more and more suspicious of that by the second. This is down to Durthu versus these Hellstriders. Trying to charge in the fight. They will get their charge bonus onto Durthu. He gets a big old clubbing in onto them. He's down to 1200 HP, and it is falling. 1150. He's lost 100 HP on that charge. 150 now. The devoted, whatever, the Hellstriders, that one. Hellstriders gonna rout any second. Do the Chaos Knights rally? -5 leadership, -7 on those Marauders. It doesn't look like they're coming back. Durthu's down to 1000 HP, but he's beating up on these Hellstriders. They need the Chaos Knights to come back. 0 leadership on the Hellstriders. Durthu's down to 900 HP. 850. The Chaos Knights are seriously not coming back, but there's more Hellstriders! As the other Hellstriders run away, they're trying to refresh their charge bonus. These other Hellstriders come in out of nowhere. Big old Flock of Doom. It managed to hit both Hellstriders somehow. Durthu's taking so much damage. 600 HP. He's surrounded. And then the Hellstriders starts shattering. Devoted Marauders of Slaanesh came back only to rout moments later. And those treacherous Chaos Knights actually running all the way off the map was a disaster. Durthu with 4,500 value. War Dancers did very well. So did the Wraiths of the Frozen Heart. Deepwood Scouts more mixed. Wild Riders. The Wild Hunters of Kurnos did fantastically. The other two got rolled. For Captain Telis, Azazel did okay as kind of a support lord. He didn't get to fight too much. Chaos Warriors did fine. Their frontline did fine. Chaos Knights did fine. Fiends did pretty well. So, yeah, overall, I mean, it was such a close game, and Slaanesh wiped so much off the map that their values are going to be really, really good. Slaanesh. Need some halberds. Halberds of some kind would help them with so many matchups, because big armored single entities are just so difficult for Slaanesh to deal with. Everyone knows it. That's why you even see some double rogue idol builds from the Greenskins versus Slaanesh. It's just like, you can't kill my armored single entity, I know that. Roar.
Subscribe, yes.